Hi, I'm Scott with the Android Guys.
I'm Luke
with the
Android Guys.
Okay. This is a video review. So we get all kinds of things. We started out, basically really trying to just focus on Android mobile phones, but then that kind of opens up to accessories over the years. If you've been following the site, we are in our 14th year. So we've reviewed tons of mobile-related things, such as headphones, chargers, cables, speakers, all the stuff you would expect. But we've started to kind of expand, cast a little bit wider net. Companies have offered to send us things, and we have a hard time saying no. But to that end, we're not going to cover too many things that are outside of our wheelhouse. If we talk about things, it's basically because we think you'll like it. So we get a lot of offers for products, and so as part of keeping up with that, we've turned to doing some video reviews, and that's what this is today. This is a review of a couple of products from a brand called Novostella, and if you've been with the site, last year we covered a couple of things from Novostella as well, but it was in written format. This is a brand of company that produces lighting stuff, so you can do smart lights and or just like environmental stuff. So if you wanted to kind of set some ambient lighting for ambient, I don't know. Do I sound bourgeois?
Yeah.
So so this is the first thing I'll talk about is this light strip. This is nothing you haven't seen before in terms of technology. I mean, we've got light strips back here. A lot of kids are putting them in their bedrooms. You'll see a lot of times, they'll run them along the rim. But you can also put them behind like a television, or cabinets, run it under, just if you want to add lighting. Whether or not you have it colored, if you want it to be a mood or something like that. So this is the rainbow light strip. This is about $50. And I'll just kind of break it out here and show you what we're actually looking at. You see it comes with a couple of reels or rolls. And then you've also got a remote control. This is going to be to power it up. And then you've also got a couple of clips. So if you need to kind of make this a little bit more permanent fixture, you can do that. These do have the sticky tape, so you can unroll them and just kind of stick it to the wall if you wanted to. But these are waterproof, water resistant. Not going to stand up to your like outside cold temperatures and things like that. But if you live in a climate where you rarely get any type of changes in temperature, or if you feel like, hey, I'm going to actually set this under my counter and I don't know if the adhesive is something I care about, you have enough little brackets and things, screws, that you can kind of make that a more permanent setup. The remote gives you the ability to control a lot of different things, whether it's one of like, say, 20 preset colors. If you wanted to do different modes, you can go through, have it dance to music. If you wanted to, you could have it react to voice. It just it will pick up and react to any type of environmental sounds. So there are a ton of different modes that you can do lighting wise, so that if you want something that kind of like flickers and dances, if you want something that you want to just kind of like roll like a rainbow through that, or just flash colors, you've got a lot of different options for that. I think there's like 15, 18 different modes total between that. The remote's nice because you can fine-tune colors. So if you like a certain color, but maybe it's just a little too strong, you can dial that down too. So the brightness, and you can also kind of hone in on whether you want to add a little bit more red to the room, a little bit less blue, things like that. So these are about $50 for the 40 feet. You can find those on Novostella's website. You can order them from Amazon. And I believe through Novostella, but it might hand you off too. So the other product I'll tell you about, and This box is a little beat up.
Sure.
It ended up this way in shipping, but this is a 2-pack, and I'm only going to have one in here because I have the other one already set up. This is the 2-pack. Did I drop a remote?
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. I've got the other remote.
Hey, 2 remotes.
2 remotes, 2 lights. This is a giant floodlight.
Oh, wow.
So what you can do is basically set this up indoor or outdoor. This is a waterproof, weatherproof kind of light that is designed that if you wanted to put it in your yard, mount it from, above, you've got a couple things that you could use there. You can unlock this with an Allen wrench, a little swivel so you can stand that down. I think it's pretty tight by default.
Yeah.
But what I'm thinking I might do with mine is I will put this on, mount it to a board,
Yep.
and then you can actually kind of bury that in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got your, flat surface. You can adjust that, but what I think I might do is Christmas is coming up, so you can kind of set up if you want, some white lights, or if you want to shine it on a tree or against your house. These are very bright. We reviewed a couple smaller Novostella floodlights. I actually ended up keeping them in my house, using them so that I can kind of set some mood lighting for the living room, dining room, wherever they kind of float around.
Right.
These work really well if you want to put one behind the television and kind of project on the wall.
Mm.
This might be a little bit too big for that.
Sure.
This is really, I would say you want to put this outside.
Sure.
This isn't something that, hey, I'm just going to put this on the nightstand and
Right.
blast the
Yeah.
room. But the remote gives you the ability to control pretty much every setting of that. You cannot dial this into or add this to your Google Home at this point. So it's going to work kind of independent. So if that's something that, you want to be able to ask your assistant.
Sure.
We don't want to say it here because we've got too many things listening. But you can turn this thing on. You've got a remote power button in the corner. You've got a handful of different color options that you can do kind of like presets. But you can also adjust individually, fine-tune the red, the green, and the blue.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can also have these set on timers. So if you want to, at sundown, you can set it for 3 hour, 6 hour, or 12.
Sure.
So that's nice if you, for me, I had been plugging in traditional floodlights, and, just kind of, screw them in and set them in the yard, and I'd have to go out, unplug it,
Right.
because I would decorate for the holidays.
Right.
This would be more of a permanent fixture. This is designed to be outside.
Sure.
So you can plug that in, and then you can just point this at it, and turn them on and off. Mm-hmm. So these are really bright. The colors are really nice. I would definitely recommend these. I think that it's a pretty cool brand.
Mm-hmm.
You may not see them or hear them anywhere, but I definitely think they're worth keeping an eye on. And there are also just a couple other things to tell you about these. This has different patterns. So if you want to, you can have it go through and do like a strobe effect.
Oh.
If you want it to have like cycle through colors, you can have it do fade from one into the next, different transitions.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of fine tune that. The remote does give you some pretty good control over those features.
Yeah.
2-pack is about $67. So
That's not bad.
Not too bad.
When you look at lawn effects, I think is what they're called, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, most lawn lights, if they're like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, and even the traditional bulbs
Right.
that I'm replacing every couple of years because they have this, like a paint over the color or over the bulb to make it green.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff chips off over time, and
right.
and I'm married to the green here, and I'm married to the red, and
Mm-hmm.
this lets me change that, so I can do different things. I can leave them there year round and just turn it into white throughout the year, or purple and orange and green if I want to do like Halloween. But this box will actually show you. That's a pretty accurate representation, I would say, of the lighting. I sometimes will project it in the winter onto trees, floodlights. So I'm excited to try that this year.
Nice.
It's something that can change a color. So Novostella, Novostelle, LLA. You can check them out, look them up online, and then you can order these different products from Amazon. Thanks for watching.